champions. You get that max 6 stacks. You get a huge burst of attack speed. With a Lulu by the side as well, it's going to be big.
She's a machine gun at that point.
Yeah.
And a machine gun of percent max health true damage. I mean, tell me, how is Vivo keyed? If you don't lock her down, how do you prevent her from just going out of control? And thankfully for them, they have the charm from Rakan, they have a point-and-click stun from the gold card for Katrina, locked in on this Twisted Fate, and if you can combo that with a Dark Binding, it is lights out for this Vayne. But it's comboing that CC that is key for Vivo keyed here.
We talked about the side of J-Team, how their top side of the map really just want to engage and go in, but at the same time you need to try and protect this Vayne as well, so you can work as like pretty much a meat shield for this Vayne, especially with the Lulu on the back line as well, so they're going to be trying to protect this Vayne. The only problem I would see with the J-Team lineup with their with the champions they picked is they're pretty much all AD, which could be a little bit of a problem. They don't have any source of AP damage. Now, Vayne does deal true damage, so that can definitely help out, but you see Jace, Lee Sin, Wukong, and Vayne all do AD damage, so I'm looking for like Maynard and also Odysseus as well to build some armor, especially items like Death Stance.
Yeah, because Barry is not going to be putting out a bunch of burst physical damage anytime soon. So if you're able to prioritize some defensive stats, if Vivo keyed find the advantage on their side, because then it becomes much harder for J-Team to even fight back in the mid game. Now, going back to what we expect for J-Team, how they want to play this game. You already mentioned before, very strong top side of the map. This Jace Lee Sin, a deadly combo that we saw Rix get to a little bit of an early advantage, not able to snowball it completely well. J-Team, they have the potential to leverage that advantage this time.
Yeah, so
power of Lee Sin and Jace early to push Vivo keyed around. But they are being very defensive. They go back in for the reinforcements, but Mayna trying to lock down Cherry, but it's not enough. J-Team strikes first with first blood.
And J-Team is the aggressive team to start off with. We know that Vivo keyed is a little bit of a slower team. They don't really like to make these early game plays, and Maynard tried to dash in, tried to get a pick off onto Cherry, but unfortunately for him, he just died instantly. It's just gone. He just dashed in and was like, I'm kind of tanky. No, I'm not. I'm just dead.
And you can see that Vivo keyed a little bit overconfident or a little over-ego to look for the punish on the J-Team because they got out safely. They didn't have to go back in, but that was a moment where Mayna wanted to push his limits, wanted to, you know, limit test and see if they could pull off that kill. Unfortunately, when you're going up against Lee Sin and Jace, you just have to respect the early game damage.
Yeah, the early game is just way too strong on the side of Cherry and Pan. And Mayna's looking to go in as well. The Dark Binding!
Beautiful CC combo! The knockup from Mayna right into the Dark Binding from Slash is going to force Barry down low, but the shields from DY allow Barry to escape.
Yeah, I believe that is also exhaust going down as well from Berry. So he might lose a few minions though on the bot side of the map. You can see that they're pushing in now. Slash and Mayna are both pushing in. So nothing really that they can do at the moment with that advantage. Obviously, it's still being early on in the game. They can't really get any tower plates or anything, especially as a Morgana as well. But nice play by Mayna. You know, he's trying to, you know, this is the Mayna that we know. You know, this is the Mayna that likes to play aggressive at times, likes to try and get them picks, and there's no change as well coming into Worlds.
Yeah, Mayna is going to put his whole heart out onto the Rift. He is ensuring that he is not going to be playing with fear in his heart. He is looking to always go forward. If that costs the game, you know, it's a learning experience. And I think that is something that, you know, Brazil, as one of the unexpected powerhouses of the West, are looking to push their moments, and they are going for this dive. It's a 3-on-2, or a 3-on-1 right now. Dawn just completely overwhelmed. Pan coming in, evens out the odds. Odysseus will go down in the efforts, but Vivo keyed, a great proactive move.
Brilliant play by Vivo keyed, using that top side pressure from the Jarvan. And interesting enough, the Jarvan has summoned area as well in that Baron lane. This is a little bit of a throwback to a few months ago where someone, Airy Jarvan was a very strong pick, maxing the first ability, using that poke, and that allowed him to push the wave as well. When you max the first ability, you can push the wave, and they used that to try and get a tower dive, but unfortunately it was just a 1-for-1 trade.
Maybe not as clean as Vivo keyed would have preferred, but Dawn does go down in the end, and the kill was fed into Lord's Kha'Zix, and we have seen Kha'Zix been They want to go for the extra turret gold, looking for first brick, but you already see the adaptation from J-Team. They're not investing all their players right onto the Dragon because they want to make sure that they don't lose out on the first brick race here, which means that Odysseus and Mena have to do everything they can to neutralize the advancement.
Yeah, they're trying to stop the bot side of the map for being taken down, that first tower being taken down. You can see the Lord is now moving on to top side of the map as well. Rift Herald, he does use a Rift Herald as well. Dragon does go over to the side of J-Team, but what can they do with it?
And look at this, Dawn proactively forcing Vivo Kid away from the turret. He uses the Cyclone, and now Katrina has to advance forward so they can look for first brick, but already, yes, Dawn goes down. Pan is here to defend the turret from going down, and now J-Team, they have an opportunity to look for first brick on the flip side.
It's a 2-for-1 trade over a wall. There's fights happening top, there's fights happening bot, but I think the main thing to notice is that Vivo Key couldn't get that first tower with that Rift Herald, and J-Team come out on top with that Infernal Dragon, and you're going to be getting that scaling AD. They're trying to get control of the entire top side of this map. There is a ward there, but it's 4 members over to the side of J-Team on this top side of the map. Meanwhile, Odysseus is on the bot side trying to get a tower, but they've just got full control of this Rift Herald.
Yeah, Vivo Key cannot invest all the resources into contesting the Rift Herald at the moment. And the fact that J-Team, we just go back to the 5-minute mark where J-Team made that original trade, Dragon for Rift Herald instead, preventing the first brick from even going down. Now, they're the ones with the Rift Herald on their side, and I just imagine that this is going to lead even more control ripped away from Vivo Key.
I'm not too sure if Cherry actually realized, but I think he actually saw Slash go back to base. And as soon as he saw Slash go back to base, he was like, now's the time to use a Rift Herald. I'm not too sure if he actually got vision or not onto Slash, so I don't know if that was just lucky timing or he actually planned that. But being able to just time up Rift Herald perfectly, knowing that the main wave clear of Vivo Key has gone back to base, means they can break that mid lane tower.
I mean, the game awareness from J-Team is just absolutely incredible already. They're just knowing where Vivo Key want to go and allocating just the sufficient amount of resources to deal with and neutralize any advantages that Vivo Key would have gotten. Now, right now, they're looking for a death rush here. Mena for the trap. 4 members right on top. Dawn suspects it, though, and it's the turnaround, the 4-man Cyclone. And now the rest of J-Team, can they advance forward? Mena's critically low, gets out alive. Same with Slash, but it's J-Team that is able to just absolutely dissuade Vivo Key from pulling off the ambush.
Barry even uses a Protobelt forward as well. The confidence of this J-Team roster is so huge. The engage by Dawn, the 4, I think it was even a 5-man Cyclone at the start as well. Just being able to knock up all the members of Vivo Key and there's to follow up afterwards.
The bloodiest game out of China so far today. It is definitely one that is still felt in terms of a stranglehold and a chokehold. Vivo Key looking for a play though. Odysseus and Mena almost looking for the pick onto Cherry, but he's immobile Lee Sin. Barry already using the flash, gets out of harm's way barely before the gold card was able to connect. Vivo Key not able to find that pick, and J-Team still maintaining position over the Dragon.
That polymorph by DY there onto Mena on the Rakan just stopped that whole engage. It was a perfect polymorph over to the side of DY. He's played it 7 times already this year, and he's able to pick that one off really well. You know, timing that polymorph is sometimes so difficult because sometimes you put it on, you know, one of your champions, and sometimes it could kind of misplay it a little bit because it's not a point and click, it's a skill shot now. So really hard to do, but he did so well to stop Mena, and now again, aggression in top side.
And Vivo Key just ceding control.
Yeah.
They know that they don't have the correct team fight setup. The 2 proactive times that we've seen it was off of Katrina looking for a Destiny Port. They get vision of all members despite Vayne having the ability to go invisible with her ulti, or Dawn being able to go invisible with his clone as well. Vivo Key just not able to execute as well as they would like because, yes, they have all the pieces locked down.
Pushes, they have the likes of a flag from the Jarvan that can give you vision, the spikes as well that can show if someone's in there. But again, Vivo Key giving them pressure. But J-Team at the same time, they're not risking anything. They're not going for a crazy Baron play because they know that if they go for this Baron play, if they lose it, then they could still potentially lose this game. You can see that TF uses the ultimate there just to get a little bit of vision.
Yeah, because you're so scared if you're Vivo Key, if they're starting up Baron. They have no eyes on it, and oh my god!
Wow.
Barry was ready to just run down Katrina and Slash. Both of them forced to use their flash away.
Berry's just by himself there. He just tumbled forward, used his ultimate, and then 2 flashes had to be burned there by Slash and Katrina, which is not a good sign. You can see that Vivo Keed are just so worried to go in, but now J-Team will go back. This is where Vivo Keed can look to maybe take that vision control around the Baron. Elder Dragon's not spawned just yet, but as you said earlier, you know, J-Team with 3 dragons. If they get that Elder Dragon, that's a 4 buff Elder Dragon on the side of J-Team. And even though Vivo Keed, they've been playing passive this whole time, they're trying to get a few items, you have to fight for that Elder Dragon.
Comes down to the flip, and Vivo Keed. Normally, when you look back on the history of how Vivo Keed got here to the first place to be the 2nd seed from the Wild Tour Brazil region, it was off of Vayne looking for great flanks and crazy, conceptual-wise, engages. But the vision control from J-Team has been so oppressive that Vivo Keed cannot even cross through the river, but this gold card into knockup combo and Adon might be the one that turns around, but he just turns it back with a 5-man Cyclone, and Katrina is now forced. Cherry's was looking for the flank, but it's too late because Cherry's the one on the backside, kicking Katrina right back into the waiting arms of J-Team. A quadra kill for Pan. Does he look for it? Icon's first ever pentakill, and it goes to Pan. J-Team representing WRL on the international stage.
And that's a prime game in ace as well for J-Team, and they're going to finish the game.
Do you hear that sound, Stuart? The deafening silence. That is the power